Yo, what's up, Divine Feminine Energies? Thank you for joining me for your Divine Feminine Energy reading. I can get in y'all face now because I got my mustache waxed. Can't tell me shit. I ain't around here looking like a little dude. Uh, what's up, y'all? Look, the strangest thing, it wasn't strange. The most divine thing just happened to me before I pressed play. So I've had this really strong urge to do the divine masculine readings, right? Wasn't sure if I was going to get to the divine feminine reading tonight or not. So I was obedient, brought forth the divine masculine energy reading. And by the time I finished that reading, which was really, really good, but we was doing some shadow work, I was tired. I'm still a little tired. So I was taking a minute, had my Palo Santo. I lit it back up and just taking some breaths, clearing the decks before I start on the Divine Feminine reading. Just saw 111. And my left boob started like throbbing. Now granted, I'm going to start my cycle soon. So I know that soreness does come as part of the PMS. But the way it was throbbing, I was like, okay, what's the significance? Just an intuitive nudge to look into the significance of the left breast hurting. Y'all listen to this. And it is so in alignment with what I had already channeled for the divine feminine energies. It's ridiculous. Like, I had already got a message for the divine feminine collective and was like, I damn near don't need to pull cards on it, but I'm gonna do it anyway just to paint the picture. But then as this whole throbbing boob thing unfolded, more confirmation. So before I even pull cards, I'm gonna share with you what I found on the significance of pain in the left tit. So, wait a minute. Some people believe that if a woman experiences pain in her breast area, she is being told to take care of herself better. If you are experiencing this kind of discomfort, then perhaps it is time for you to take some time for yourself and focus on those things that make you happy. Whether that means spending more time with friends or family members, or even finding hobbies that bring joy into your life. It can also mean that there are things going on around you that need attention. Paying attention to what others say and do will help you figure out where the problem lies so that it can be resolved quickly. The spiritual meaning of breast pain is that you are feeling an internal shift. Your body is trying to tell you that something needs to change and it's time for you to listen. When we're feeling pain in our breasts, it's usually because we're holding on to something that no longer serves us. Maybe you've been dating someone who doesn't treat you well, or maybe it's a job that has become too much for you. Whatever the case may be, your body is telling you that it's time for a change. The best way to deal with this kind of spiritual discomfort is by facing what's going on in your life head on. Take a step back and reflect on what's going on around you. Are there any relationships that need improving? Are there any changes at work or home? Do you have any unfinished business with people from your past? Once you've identified the root cause of the problem, it's time to make some decisions about what comes next. Do you want to stay where, who, how things are right now? Or do you need a change? When faced with these kinds of questions, it can be tempting to avoid answering them because they're so scary or difficult. Y'all, when I tell you, I literally, before all of this occurred, channeled how the divine feminine energy is at a crossroads and needing to take some time to really go within and reflect about their current space in life, where you are. How close are you to where you want to be? How are the people in your life showing up? Where might you be pouring into people who don't pour into you? Where might you not be pouring into people who have been pouring into you? Where might you need to shift your focus, your time, your attention, your resources? Where might you need to strategize? But taking some time to focus on yourself and where you are and what you need, what you desire. Having some fun and not taking life so seriously. I've been channeling all of this about the Divine Feminine Collective, and then here come this. So, with all of that being said, there should be no surprise when these cards come out and give this message even more depth. So, since we are being called to do an assessment, take some time to reflect and re-strategize and declutter and all of the things to get organized in our life, I'm definitely going to be pulling from the Power of Surrender cards. And should I need to clarify, I got a couple more decks that are out here. Also, check out the Divine Masculine reading if you have not already done so, because they was being called to the carpet on some things as well. They on our ass, y'all. Spirit, what message do you have for the Divine Feminine Collective at this time? Please speak to me and through me. And when I tell y'all my boob ain't hurting, I'm talking about literally stop hurting when I push play. But that's how God will connect with you when you tapped in, when you vibrating high, when you surrender to being a vessel. The signs and synchronicities, the messages will come to you in a myriad of ways, through your body, through other people around you, through billboards and license plates and the weather and your dreams. And like, God show you just, the old people say God work in mysterious ways. God will really start to show you just how mysterious it can get. You know what I'm saying? When you in your high priest energy. So Spirit, what message do you have for the Divine Feminine Collective? One fucking card came out. Surrender obsessive thinking. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the left side is the masculine side. And masculine energy is all about logic. No wonder that boob was thriving, because we're needing to surrender that toxic masculine energy of overthinking and trying to take a logical approach to something in your life that is divinely led, that requires you tap into your intuition, your high priestess energy, and trust your intuition. So it says, if you're obsessing about a person or situation, turn the dilemma over to Spirit. Doing so will help bring you clarity or even solve the problem. Give it to God. Give it to God, and especially, you're always supposed to give it to God and just go with the flow. Operate in flow. That's something that I am intentionally practicing in this season, just flowing like water. And I have a Scorpio stellium, so overthinking definitely comes naturally. But I have an awareness that my North Node is in Gemini, which that challenges me to see things from all sides of the spectrum, especially like tapping into both sides of or perspectives of a situation, trying to see the other party or the other people's perspective on things, what they're going through in their journey or possibly experiencing, as well as what I got going on, and seeing it from different sides. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I know that when it comes to following my North Star, I'm needing to tap into that Gemini energy, the energy of the twins. And so that helps me with surrendering to obsessive thinking, and helps me to just kind of reconcile and be at peace with my thoughts. But that don't mean I'm above it. It definitely happens because of that Scorpio energy. But it helps to just all 10 on 1, because there's possibly some mirroring going on, where it's not just you overthinking, but whoever else you're involved with in some way. But whatever it is, when you overthink, that means you're not trusting that it's gonna work out in your favor, and you're being asked to surrender that, because you're needing to trust that all things are working for your good. So getting out of that toxic masculine energy. And at the top of the deck, we have surrender to non-action. Don't you do a mother thing, you hear me, to try to move whatever it is that you're worrying about forward. Stop. It's not your place. As a feminine energy, you're being called to be receptive, to take care of yourself, to go inward, to be in your high priestess energy, and to trust that whatever it is that you desire, you are a magnet. It is coming to you. So it says, now is the time to be still and not act. Simply breathe and focus on your own power. Let others come to you. When you are in your feminine energy, you don't chase. You don't chase after the bag. You don't chase after that man. You don't chase after no friends. You don't chase after no attention. You just be. You let your light shine, and everything that is meant for you will come to you. Period, point, and the blank. So get out of your head about it. Stop overthinking about the outcome and the details and the ins and outs, the wins and the whys and the hows, and just surrender to non-action. Like that message said about the painful boob. Focus on what makes you happy, what fulfills you. Reflect on the situations that you find yourself in, and make a decision about what would fulfill you, what voids need to be fulfilled, who's showing up and who ain't showing up. But don't do nothing. This is a time of reflection, not action. So surrender to non-action. There's a time and place for everything, and right now is that time to... What is this? Now is the time to... That was irking me. And it probably ain't nothing but the reflection of the oil in my hair. Now is the time to just wrap your mind around some things. You know what I'm saying? And don't be so in your head, but tap into that third eye energy. Get into your self-love bag. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing for certain and two things for sure, worrying and obsessing is not self-loving. That's actually very self-harming, and negligent towards yourself. So we want to be mindful of that. It happens to the best of us, but we don't want it to get the best of us. So oh shit. Surrender to your intuition. Bam. That's it. That's all. Tune into your inner voice. Be aware of any gut feeling, flashes, knowings, or aha moments that come through to guide you. Trust that whatever your intuition is leading you to, that is leading you in the right direction. That you know the truth of a situation, regardless of what it looks like in this 3D reality. Because life is not linear. So you may be going through some cyclical, what reading was that where we had the temple path? I think it was the last Soul Food Sundays. I'm not sure at this point. You know, I've been putting them out or it might have been like one of the last two zodiac readings, which was either Aries or Taurus. But I was talking about the journey to the temple path can be a spiraling road, and the image in the card had a spiraling path or a labyrinth, because your intuitive journey it's not going to be, the path is not going to reveal itself in a straightforward manner where you go from point A to point B. And now sometimes you're going to go from point A to point C and circle back to B, and then end up at F to Z to back to A to, you know what I'm saying? The divine works in mysterious ways. And those are those mysterious ways, you know what I'm saying? But it all makes sense in the end, and it all works out in the end. So there is no need for you all to worry about the outcome or the ins and outs of it. Just take care of yourself in this season, and make sure that your cup runneth over, and that you're not giving from an empty cup, and you're not giving to situations that do not pour into you. And that's a big message coming through for us in this season. So we got big divine feminine energy coming through. Empress, more high priestess energy than Empress, honestly, because the Empress nourishes and cultivates and mothers. We ain't doing that. We're doing it for ourselves. We're more in that Queen of Cups, High Priestess energy, where we're going inward, we're tapping into our third eye, and we're focused on our own cup until the juice proves to be worth the squeeze, like in that reading. I think it was the last Divine Feminine reading. And if this is about a love relationship, it may not be with who you think it is. If they don't show up in that divine counterpart energy, it's either not time or they not for you. One thing I want people to understand, especially if you're on the twin flame journey, you may not always end up with your twin flame. Sometimes they just come in to catalyze you to see where your toxic masculine energy is, because they're mirroring that to you, and then you're supposed to like really take an assessment of the behavior that they're showing you and see how are you aligning with that, what within you attracts that, and then work on that. And that is through self-love, self-care, shadow work, radical self-care, surrendering to elevating and ascending and awakening. And you can walk away from those situations with peace, compassion, grace, forgiveness, because regardless of that person's actions, you know it wasn't personal. It was the divine using them as a vessel to teach you to love yourself more. So we always want to keep that in mind when we're on these twin flame journeys, that the end goal is not outward union. The end goal is internal union of the divine masculine and feminine energy. And if you so happen to have that external union of divine masculine and feminine energy, that's even better, even more significant, because 9 times out of 10 there's some divine union, there's some divine mission that is to be carried out as a result of that love between you and that divine counterpart in terms of the twin flame journey. And then when you do that, you're gonna align, even if like you don't end up with that person who catalyzed you, you're gonna end up with somebody that match your frequency. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that's on your level, and it's gonna save you a whole bunch of headache had you not since you did not settle for less than you deserve, less than reciprocity, less than unconditional love. So I just want to stick a pin in that, because a lot of people get caught up in being with, coming together in union with their twin flame counterpart, and it does not always work out that way. So Spirit, please clarify this message for the Divine Feminine Collective. It is hot as hell in here, and I got the air on. Oh shit, I got to go down here and get it. Oh, wait a minute. They done fell on the floor. I'm too old for this shit. Okay. That took everything in me, y'all. So we have the number 9 with seek, hermit mode, going in, arms stretched wide, surrendering, with not one but 2 blue birds bringing forth a message. helping you to see things from a higher perspective in your time of solitude and going inward to seek the truth. Spending time in nature and spending time with the Most High. Because you are not helpless and hopeless. Represented by this message here, which is equivalent to I'm trying to think of what card in the tarot is this one equivalent to. And the image in the card is actually far more promising than the actual, like, the words on the card, helpless and hopeless. No, this is someone who may have been in a position where they felt helpless and hopeless, but the sun is coming up over the horizon and they're closer to their end goal than they thought they were, and the obstacles that they thought were before them with these mountains actually are presenting themselves to be just a valley. You know what I'm saying? There's actually a way through. He ain't got to go over the mountain. He gonna be able to go around it. So being on the precipice of your breakthrough, that same message came through for the divine masculine, and their way to it is through shadow work, shining a light on their dark places. So I feel like in a way it's the same for the feminines, spending some time in this 9 energy to take a step back with this 8 energy and identify where you may be feeling helpless and hopeless, and allow this sun energy to enlighten you and bring clarity to those spaces in your life, so that you can see your way forward and see that what you once thought was an obstacle is not at all. There's actually a way through, and you have the power to make your way through. Keep going. You went from this time alone, in solitude, eyes closed, blocking out what's going on outside of you. And this lady literally has a third eye on her head right here. I think that's what that is right there. And using your third eye to go inward so that it better leads and guides you through whatever challenges you've been facing. Toward victory, toward sunshine, toward happiness, toward peace. That's not a dark energy at all. So that's dope as hell. And then we have heal. Y'all, mark my words. This journey leading up to the 8-8 portal, Lionsgate, is finna be so transformative. Leading up to and after the 8-8 portal, which is August 8th, is about to be phenomenal. Where your life is now and where you end up on the other side of that portal is about to be phenomenal and very transformative, because we got 3 8s in this reading. Number 17 breaking down to an 8, which is also equivalent to the star card in the tarot. Heal. Have optimism. Expect things to work out in your favor. Stay positive and take the time to heal wherever you may have been feeling helpless and hopeless. Go inward to take care of, to fill your own cup, to identify what makes you happy and where you want to go moving forward, and what kind of energies you want to surround yourself with, what type of people you want to pour into and allow to pour into you. So you definitely want to tap into this energy that's going to free you. You see here, because of this gentleman healing his heart, he breaks free from these chains that once kept him bound. Dope as hell. And it's a lot of blue coming through in these messages, which tells me there's some speaking your truth involved in this healing process. After this period of surrendering to obsessive thinking and surrendering to non-action and surrendering to your intuition. But you gonna deeper, even further know what that truth is after this period, as a result of having gone through this period. Because at the bottom of the deck, you got another 8. Control. which is um, the equivalent to the strength card in the original tarot deck. Controlling those impulsive thoughts and emotions, and just having that inner strength to be patient, cool, calm, and collected. Patience came out in the Divine Masculine reading as well. And I'm actually going to read the message of control. Where the hell is the book? In order to flourish, relationships must be fluid and free rather than overly rigid and controlled by emotional neediness or insecurity. It's important to master your emotions so that they do not rule the partnership. A partnership based solely on emotion is out of balance and out of control. Self-control is the key here. Act from a combination of emotion and intellect. That's that integration of the masculine and feminine energy, feminine being the emotion, masculine being the intellect, and your relationship will thrive and grow. Be sure that your influence is gentle and loving. This is not the time for domination. This card asks you to accept another person's uniqueness and to not require that person to conform to a mold of your choosing just to make you feel more comfortable. Ooh, wee. Man, this message is bopping us all in the top of the head, especially for those of us who are actually coming into union with a divine counterpart in this external 3D reality. Because this is like going through a period of solitude to do that shadow work about your insecurities and how you show up as a divine feminine energy, or to do a little housekeeping before company come over. You know what I'm saying? Clean up some of your toxic masculinity and femininity before you get in a connection and spew any of your venom on another person unjustly. You know what I'm saying? Like, sweep around your own front door before you start inviting someone in. So for many of you, you may be on the verge of divine union, but needing to take some time to just reflect and to do some shadow work and to look at your own insecurities and just things you may need to work on, so that you're not projecting that onto someone else and trying to be dominating and controlling. Child, I done got so excited. I done closed the damn book and I went through reading. But I think it's very important that we not be in a, oh, I'm always right, and be, it's my way or the highway, or things be so black and white that you don't allow space for this other individual that you're connecting with true nature to feel comfortable and at home in your energetic space. So it says this card also serves as a reminder to come from compassion and understanding rather than anger or frustration. Now is the time for patience, steadiness, and clear thinking. Apply these qualities to your relationship with others and with yourself. For those of us who are in internal union and we are integrating our masculine and feminine energy, it's so important that we have this same compassion and grace and create comfortable space for ourselves, for our divine masculine and feminine energy. So make sure that you're making that a priority, because that is going to lead you to elevation, and it's going to affect your connections with people outside of you, the environments that you find yourself in, the energy that you find yourself around. So it says, apply these qualities to your relationship with others and with yourself. If you're involved with a difficult person or situation, try to look through the other person's eyes and experience what his or her heart and soul feels. Try to see the situation from another perspective. With self-control comes confidence. Allow a situation to unfold and detach from the outcome. Surrender to non-action. Don't try to control it. The end result of self-control and confidence is supreme peace. Take some time to examine how control in its many aspects is affecting your relationships. Let things flow. We're needing to just flow like water. You know, water don't fight with the rock. It just flows around it. Water is going to be water regardless of what else is going on. And so we're needing to embody that energy and work with the element of water, be that being staying hydrated, taking spiritual baths, scrying, which is something I've never done, but I know that people work with water in that way. Water gazing, going by the water, going to the beach. But you wanted to work with the element of water to help support you through better going with the flow. And what's this scripture? Be anxious for nothing. That's a part of going with the flow, because that means that you trust the divine to make moves on your behalf, and you're confident that you're worthy of those things coming forward for you. It says, be anxious but for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving let your requests be made known to God, and the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus. In Christ consciousness, through compassion and unconditional love, you'll have such a peace over yourself. It won't allow you to worry about things not working out in your favor, because you then trust that things are not only working out in your favor but working out for everyone involved. So take your hand off the wheel and allow this thing to unfold naturally, whatever it is, and pour into yourself right now. Because when the time comes for you to connect with a community or a divine counterpart or a friendship or whoever outside of you, you'll have overflow. You'll have more than enough. But for some of you, you're running on fumes. And that's why you're needing to take the time out to invest in these energies and take this advice and take these actions. So, Divine Feminines, I hope the message found you well. If you are needing to do some one-on-one work because this message resonates with you in some way, know that you can definitely book a session with me or personal reading by emailing me at turquoisemajesty@gmail.com. And yeah, if you like the message, don't forget to click that like button. If you have not already subscribed to the channel and you feel led to do so, share it with someone. Should it not resonate with you, but you feel like it may resonate with someone else, don't forget to share the video. And until next time, y'all.